I'm in one of the polytunnels here because I want to show you some of our Ayurvedic plants that we grow here in Sligo. And this is an amazing plant. I don't know if you recognize it, but all this in front of me here and here is Withania somnifera, which is ashwagandha. And I'd have to say it's probably one of the top 10 herbs that I would use in clinic. And it's unrivaled. There's no Western equivalent. It is an Indian plant, but we can grow it easily here. This is just some that are growing in the tunnel here, but we also grow it outside in long beds, because I do use a lot of Withania in clinic, as I said. And there's just no Irish plant that does all of the things that Withania does. It's such an important plant because it's an adaptogen. And adaptogen herbs are just something completely different to other herbs in herbal medicine. They are tonic herbs that help strengthen and support the whole system. And what Withania is mostly, what I would mostly use it for, is for symptoms where you would be suffering from things like nervous exhaustion. So somebody who is really depleted and has no energy, their adrenals are shot, and they're suffering from nervous exhaustion at the same time. So they need an energy boost, which Withania will give you, but they also need to calm the nervous system at the same time. So often symptoms of like irritability, lots of anxiety, lots of stress, insomnia, things like that, and lowered immune system, all of those kinds of things that are coming from this kind of nervous exhaustion place, or debility after an injury, or debility after a sickness, then I would think of using Withania as well. So a whole host of things it can be used for, and as I said, it's such an amazing plant. As I said, it's from India. It is an Ayurvedic plant, and it grows really easily here. Some herbalists only like to use Irish plants, but we actually grow a lot of Irish plants, of course, Indian plants, African plants, South American plants here, and maybe because I'm half Indian, I have a special affinity for a lot of the Indian plants and the Ayurvedic plants. So if we can grow it here, I'd like to be able to grow it and use it in our clinic. In India, it is thought of as an aphrodisiac plant as well, especially for men in particular. And over there you would take it in a couple of different ways. So what we do is we tincture the plant and we dry it. So it's the roots that we use, and we tincture them and we dry them. But in India, you would have it maybe prescribed to you in this kind of form, dried, or else as a gulam. So this is Ashwagandha gulam, and it's basically mixed in with jaggery, and it's very sweet kind of paste that you would then mix into hot milk and take it that way. And what it does is it increases your ojas, which is like your inherent immunity, and strengthens the whole body. And that's why it's considered, one of the reasons it's considered an aphrodisiac plant, and that's the way you would take it. These are called rasayanas. So Withania is a rasayana, which means rejuvenative. Which is probably the most important thing to remember about it. It's a rejuvenative plant, so it strengthens the whole system. And it's been shown to increase sperm count and sperm motility as well, so that's another reason why it's an aphrodisiac plant. But not just for men, I would use this a lot on women as an aphrodisiac too, so yeah, it can be used for women as well. One of the other things that Withania is really useful for is for strengthening muscle tone. So something you would see a lot, again, if there was after an injury where the muscles have been depleted and debilitated, and you need to strengthen them and build them up again, or when there's somebody who's an athlete who pushes themselves and strains their muscles a lot, or is always on the go like that, then really they should be taking something that strengthens your ojas, or a rejuvenative tonic like Withania that strengthens the whole system. It can be really useful for that, or even for MS. So those kind of situations where there's loss of muscle tone as well. And again, as a nervous system relaxant, and as a nice gentle adrenal tonic, it can support the whole system that way too. One of the other things that Withania is mostly known for and used for is as an immune modulator. Okay, so it helps balance the whole immune system. So in the same way it's an adaptogen herb, it helps relieve stress and boost energy at the same time. It has the same kind of balancing effect on the immune system. So it is used for autoimmune diseases, and hypothyroidism being one of them. And it is really useful for helping strengthen the whole immune system in general. So really good for that too. And yeah, I would use it for that. Some practitioners use ashwagandha for gynecological disorders. I don't have any experience using it for that, but it's quite interesting. Yeah, different herbalists use herbs in different ways. So actually under the shade of a really nice plant here as well. It's just like I'm crouching down here, and this amazing datura is just shading this lovely ashwagandha. Datura is also an Indian plant, you know, grown in Mexico and South America too, but is also well known in India. And in India, it's used, the leaves and the seeds are used for asthma, because it is a bronchodilator and it's an antispasmodic as well. And in Ayurvedic medicine, it is thought to increase your prana, which is like your vital life force, which comes through the breath. So that's what datura can be used for, and is used for over there. It's also sacred to Shiva, and they would use the nuts of the seeds of the datura as an offering to Shiva as well. So really nice, these two lovely Ayurvedic plants growing here together. This isn't a plant that I prescribe in clinic at all, but it's a beautiful shamanic plant that we have, one of our shamanic plants that we have growing here. It's really nice, it's just shading this lovely ashwagandha here. Yeah, so that's ashwagandha, Withania somniferum. As I said, it actually grows really well here. We grow it outside, and here in the tunnels, Withania likes to self-seed a lot, so we're always digging up little baby ones, and it grows really well. And come autumn time, what we'll do is we'll take up the roots of the Withania, so that's only maybe a couple of months away. We'll take up the roots of this Withania and we'll be tincturing and drying it for clinic. Thanks.